I'm a TikTok anchor, and my fans ask me in the live stream, why doesn't my boyfriend break up with me even though he cheats on me all the time? I said bluntly, because you are free. She broke down and pushed me off the bridge, leaving me for dead. When I opened my eyes again, I went back to the day she asked the question. This time, I said, because everyone else is a hotel and only you are his home. 1. After hearing my answer, Annie was overjoyed. That's right. The relationship between me and him is not something that some bitchy woman can interfere with. While Annie was gloating, she didn't notice in the slightest that the pop-ups in the live broadcast room had exploded. The anchor is playing a stunt. Can't she hear it? This relationship brain is hopeless. My evaluation is a really good match couple, respect blessing. The pop-ups were swiping fast, and Annie's eyes seemed to be equipped with automatic filters. She didn't see the snide comments and the bashing of her relationship brain. She only caught the 8 big words she wanted to see. Respectful blessings for a truly compatible couple. All I heard was her hemming and hawing on the connecting end. She then clunked me 4 or 5 big rockets online. Receiving the gifts, I couldn't help but sigh. Sure enough. Still have to let go of the help complex. Respect the fate of others. 2. In my last life, as an emotional anchor, I was connected by Annie. She asked me the same question. Why does my boyfriend often cheat on me, but refuses to break up with me? She told me that her boyfriend was a bit handsome, and girls often hit on him and coveted him. Those girls are free, hooking up with a set of tactics. When her boyfriend was drunk, she forced him to have an intimate relationship with him. He is not good at drinking, and this kind of thing happened more than once or twice. I know, also very angry, so I mentioned to him to break up. He frantically retained me, kneeling down in front of me, crying and slapping himself. I also softened my heart. At that time, my brows were furrowed and I could no longer listen. Immediately interrupted her and hit the nail on the head. Firstly, your boyfriend didn't break up with you because it was free. Secondly, there is no drunkenness, only a deliberate plan. At the end, I bluntly and kindly told her, this kind of man is unreliable and can't be wanted. You should break up with him as soon as possible. Perhaps the word, break up, stepped on her minefield. She went directly into a state of stress and roared at me. Shut up. He's been so good to me. Wouldn't he cheat on me? It's those wild women out there who are shameless, coaxing and cheating, salivating over someone else's married man. Besides, he just made the same mistake that all men make. I'm his girlfriend, his favorite. If I don't tolerate him, who will? The pop-ups were all for me. I'm really impressed. What an attitude. The love brain is like this. It's impossible to communicate. It's hard to understand. I suggest this couple be locked up, so they don't come out to harm others. Yo. It's all because of the woman on the outside who seduced him. I've learned a lot. Your precious boyfriend is the most innocent. Annie's voice trembled when she saw the flurry of pop-ups on the live broadcast. She was furious and gritted her teeth. Good. You anchor, you're guiding others to cyber violate me, aren't you? Wait, I'll report you to the platform now. From that day on, Annie hated me. She persisted in reporting me many times and succeeded in restricting the streaming of my live room. I had no choice but to go off the air early, and Annie, who is in the same city, didn't give up. She found my company address from the internet, directly blocked to the company downstairs. When I came out of the company, I saw a man and a woman standing in front of the company's entrance from a distance. Under the dim light, their faces were blurred. There was only the sound of disgust, which was extraordinarily clear in the silence of the late night. The woman buried herself shyly in the man's arms and grunted indignantly, and the man immediately stroked her head one after another and said, "Baby, don't be angry. It's all because that anchor is stirring up trouble. Those people in the live broadcast room don't know shit. Do they know how much we love each other? When that bitch comes out, I'll teach her a lesson." Soon after the words left their mouths, the pair noticed me not far away. "She's the one who made me break up with you," The woman raised her volume and pointed at me and shouted. Hearing that familiar timbre, I realized that she was the Annie I had just connected with. She and her boyfriend were raging, and together they surrounded me on top of the flyover near the company, demanding that I kneel down and apologize to them and pay compensation for the moral damage of destroying their relationship. I shrugged them off with 2 words, nuts, and picked up my mobile phone, ready to call the police. Annie's boyfriend, however, relying on his strong physique, tried to snatch my mobile phone. In the process of snatching, he gave a big push and mistakenly pushed me off the footbridge. The rushing river, drowning me, directly buried my life. That suffocating coldness, so that nowadays I still feel that it terrifies me when I think back on it. In a new life, I would not make the same mistake again. On the contrary, I will keep telling Annie. The 2 of them are simply perfect for each other. So, when she was crying and connecting with me, accusing her boyfriend of leaving her at a highway intersection just because of a fight, I urged her to be understanding and told her what she said in her previous life. You are his girlfriend, his favorite person. If you don't tolerate him, who will? She froze for a few seconds and finally huffed out a couple of hmms, reflecting. You're right, I was too willful. She then took the initiative to run over and apologize to her boyfriend. After getting back together with her precious boyfriend, she even thanked me online. Thanks to the anchor's guidance, now we can be happy and in love. 5. In this way, Annie and I became closer and closer over time. She asked for my contact information in private. She even wrote in the notes of her friend application, "You are the person who understands me the most in this world, apart from my boyfriend." After becoming a WeChat friend, I continued to say what she wanted to hear, to the end of the praise. From time to time, she posted little essays in her circle of friends that showed her love. She said that she had adopted a female cat on a whim and was always clinging to her boyfriend and pampering him. She felt that the kitten green tea, secretly jealous, several days moping. Boyfriend knows, without hesitation will adopt the kitten and returned, and said, what makes his girlfriend angry? All bad things cannot want. I on the one hand, inwardly spit, a pair of with cat female race of neuropathy, on the other hand, but in the bottom of Annie friend circle commented, the domineering president came into reality, exclusively favoring you alone. Too touching. This short sentence, hard to control her for a minute. She flipped back and forth, reading it again and again, satisfied. Immediately private chat me said, you still love to tell the truth. Unlike some people who are jealous of us and always want to sow discord. Maybe they're looking at my boyfriend and want to get rid of me, so they can take advantage of the situation. I won't fall for that. Annie was on board with this, and she hated each other, treating me as if I was the only close friend who understood her in the past 20 years. She likes to share everything with me, no matter how big or small. Of course, no matter what she shares. In the end, it all comes back to how much her boyfriend loves her. All her joy seems to be related to her boyfriend, and anger and sadness too. Late one night, she woke me up with a phone call. On the other end of the line, she couldn't hold back her emotions and yelled out of control. A bunch of lunatics. I reminded them about hygiene, but they started a rumor about David. Annie believed in me and was touched, treating me as the only person who understands her in the past 20 years. It's like all her joys and pleasures are only related to her precious boyfriend, and anger and sadness too, and anger and sadness too. Late one night, she woke me up with a phone call. On the other end of the line, she couldn't hold back her emotions and cussed uncontrollably. A bunch of crazy people. I reminded them about hygiene, and they started a rumor about David. David is her precious boyfriend. A few days ago, Annie was not feeling well and went to the hospital for a checkup. The test results said she had HPV. The doctor hinted her in his words, remember to pay attention to your partner's hygiene when you have intimate relations with him. But she didn't understand what the doctor said and thought the gym pool was the culprit. She then posted an ins post about it. In the post, She said with conviction that she had gone to the gym for swimming the day before yesterday. When she came back, she felt itchy and uncomfortable, as if she had inflammation. After going to the hospital, she was diagnosed with HPV. She was so indignant that she tapped her fingers fast. The water looks clean on the surface, but I didn't expect it to be full of viruses and bacteria. However, the netizens in the comment section did not buy it. With all due respect, this type of HPV could only have been passed on to you by a man, she said. It has nothing to do with using the pool. It's your man who's out messing around. Didn't the doctor tell you to pay attention to your sexual hygiene? Break up with your dirty boyfriend and get active treatment, or you'll be in trouble if you become high risk later on. She took a look at the comment section, all of which were clear and unanimous denigration of her precious boyfriend. Plus, the word break up directly touched her bottom line. She went straight for the jugular and swore at the many netizens in the comment section. He's very clean and treats me exceptionally well. How could he possibly infect me with a virus? Do you people have any evidence? Just insulting my boyfriend over here? Okay, I know. You're all the water army hired by the gym to shift the blame. The many netizens in the comment section were also speechless. I take back my suggestion. Do whatever you like. I know you're super in love. Respect you guys. Please stay together forever. Annie was dumbfounded by the dislike, and the more she thought about it, the more angry she became. Ignoring the early hours of the morning, she called me to complain. They are just a bunch of crazy people who don't know what's going on and are making up rumors. David has changed a long time ago. There's no way he would betray me. She said David used to be a liquor salesman, and because of the nature of his job, he was quite eye-catching. He was often seduced by women in the name of drinking, but since he knew she minded, he changed his job. Nowadays, not only is he busy working and traveling on the side, but he is also busy giving her a better life. He's so busy every day now. How could he have time to mess around? I laughed softly on the other end of the phone. How could he not have time? A man can have sex anytime he wants to.